Okay, everyone, good afternoon. It's Mike DeMarzo again, back with Adrenaline Fitness. I'm here with Austin. We're out here in lovely Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona. It's about 3:45 in the afternoon. It's 92 degrees, bright and sunny, so we picked a lovely park, so here we are. Baseball season, my favorite time of the year, my favorite sport. We're going to give you a warm-up to help you through your baseball movements, and we're going to do some specific strength moves and some core moves going to help you with baseball-specific moves. So I want to make sure you always remember, we're not going to go through it now, but we do have it on file. Before we warm up, we always want a foam roll. Foam roll, we go into our warm-up, and we do our exercise and cool down. So if you need a little guidance on that, you can look at the web and you'll get information on the foam roller. Okay, the first thing we're going to have Austin do is what's called the world's greatest stretch. It's a great exercise to stretch every muscle in your body. So what Austin's going to do, he's going to take a step forward, and he's going to go into his lunge. He's going to stay in this position. He's going to stretch out his lat on the left side, straighten out his back leg, and then come up, and then stretch and engage that hip flexor. He's going to walk through. He's going to take his right arm, bring it outside his left leg, straighten out the right knee by pushing the heel into the ground, putting his chest on his thighs, and then coming up and a little bit to the left. He's going to do two more. And he's going to walk out, get a good stretch in the lat there. Make sure he lifts that heel into the ground, lifts that back leg straight and come up and over. And he's going to do one more walk through, bring that arm through, straighten out the back leg, and nice stretch through here, and then go into his little hip flexor stretch there. Good. So that would be the world's greatest stretch. It's a great stretch. You can actually do that 10 paces up and 10 paces back. Next thing we're going to have Austin do is we're going to have him do a side lunge. So he's going to do 10 lunges to the left and 10 lunges to the right. Go ahead and just alternate. So he's just going to stride out. Again, we've done these before. What we're doing here is we're opening up the hips in the lateral plane. A lot of baseball moves are moving side and lateral movement. Getting some mobility in that ankle, stretching out the inner and outer thighs. And keeping the weight on the heels, chest up. Great way to keep a lot of lateral movement. And he'll do one more on each side, keeping his chest up. Good. The next thing Austin's going to do is stick mobility. Great mobility for the shoulder. A lot of what you do in baseball is shoulder movement. So he's going to do an over and an under. Nice, take his time, nice and good stretch. Especially for pitchers, you want to keep flexibility in those shoulders. You guys are young, but you got a lot of flexibility, but as you get older, you really need, and I say it all the time, flexibility first. So he'll do 10, and then he's going to go into a figure 8. And he'll go into his figure 8, nice and slow, keeping his arm straight. He's going to bring the inside hand up and over, inside arm almost behind his head, and doing a figure 8 or an infinity sign, like a sideways 8. Basically, normally he would do 10 per side. He'll do one more, and then he'll switch. He's going to come to me with the stick, bring the left arm, clear the head, push it around. Great mobility for the shoulder. He's going to do two more, and one more. Good. He can place that stick over there out of the way. Next thing we'd have Austin do is another thoracic rotation movement. He's going to do a sideline rotation where he's going to be laying on his side. He's going to put his head that way. Okay, what he's going to do, and again, I think we've done this in our warm-up. Top leg is always on the ground, and he's going to reach over, follow his hand with his eyes, and really get a good stretch right through here. You should not feel this in your shoulder here. You want to rotate from your whole torso here, getting a lot of mobility in your thoracic spine there. So not a lot here, maybe 5 or 6 per side. You have to keep that top leg, knee on the ground. Some of you might have a lot less flexibility if that's an issue and this knee comes up. You could actually put something underneath here to support it, maybe a little block, a yoga block or something, a couple towels just to lift it up. He'll go over to the other side and do 4 or 5. And nice, good stretch. Again, keeping shoulders, thoracic spine, thoracic area nice and loose. Flexibility and strength goes a long way in any sport. Okay, one more. Next thing Austin's going to do after sideline rotation was another one of my favorite exercises called helicopter. Okay, he's going to get a nice wide stance. He's going to bend his knees, bend at the hips, get real low, one arm up, head straight, and he's just going to rotate and opening up the area back here again. Again, we want to turn and rotate without totally rotating. We want to work against rotation. So hips, shoulders, and head need to be straight. We're not turning with it. Get the top one really up and that bottom plate doesn't pass your face. Really great exercise, thoracic, shoulder area there. Again, one of my favorite, and I'll just do a couple more. Stretch it up, reach up, and one more. Good. Okay, after you're warmed up, I put a couple sport-specific strength exercises for you. Okay, last two warm-up exercises that I picked out for you guys that are sport-specific, baseball-specific, is a side shuffle and a karaoke. A lot of things you do in baseball is front, back, side to side, start, stop, cut. So it's a good warm-up to get yourself ready for the game. So Austin's going to take a baseball position. He's going to get nice and low with his hands in front. He's going to take 3 or 4 paces to the left, do a side shuffle, stay low, come back to this side, and just shuffle. And keep going. Come on, a couple more. And back over. Okay, stay low. Never cross your feet. Come on back one more time. Good. Again, you can do that for more distance. You can do that a little quicker if you get your heart rate up a little bit, but I would definitely start a little slower and then pick up the pace. Never cross over your feet. You always want to shuffle. Okay? Now, saying that, now we're going to get into a karaoke. You're really going to work on moving and rotating the hips. In baseball, a lot of hip rotation. Again, if you can't move your hips, you don't rotate from your hips, you're going to rotate from somewhere. You're going to rotate from your lower back, which is not where we want to be. So you got to get used to rotating, pivoting, turning from the hip. So we're going to have Austin go into a little karaoke. So he's going to put one foot in front and then back, twist his hands by rotating his hips, a couple paces to the left, and go. Good. And back. Make sure you use those hands. Keep going. And just, okay, use your hands too, Austin. Just turn. Good. Couple more. And one more. Good. As you get better at that down the road, you can really use those arms, shuffle those arms to really get some rotation in those hips and all that. So that'll be your warm-up for baseball. We'll come back and we'll do some strength and some core moves that'll help you improve your game.